All right, Bostic and Merkel will jump it up in the middle. And the Nittany Lions get the opening possession. Penn State coming off a weekend loss at Northwestern. They lost that game 69-63, and Illinois turns them over to start. Penn State is last in the Big Ten, 340th in the country, 21 turnovers per game. Brown Hager misses from the corner. Offensive rebound, Bryn Shoop-Hill, and free throws to come for Shoop-Hill. Averaging 6 rebounds a game, gets an offensive rebound there.
That's a good thing to see early for Bryn Shoop-Hill to be able to get physical under the rim and get that rebound. And then should be mentioned, Adalia McKenzie getting those high hands with the on-ball perimeter pressure. Good work on her part to force this possession. See if Bryn Shoop-Hill can capitalize. It'll be interesting to see early on how both of these teams defend their respective interiors. Obviously, there's Merkel at 6'6", Kendall Bostic, one of the most effective in the front court in the conference, if not the entire country. So lots of doubling talk by both of these coaches pregame. We'll see what they scheme over the course of the evening.
Here's Walker, guarded by McKenzie. Mariah Murray, three-point threat. 23rd in the nation in most three-pointers attempted this year. Shot clock is down at 5. Murray looking for Merkel, and Penn State has turned it over twice to begin tonight's ball game.
It's all about the perimeter pressure right now. That's forcing the visitors to make passes they don't want to make.
So Gabby Elliott will quickly come into the game, and making her return here to Champaign, Jayla Oden. Spent 2021 through 23 here at Illinois, played 50 games. Senior out of Baltimore. Now at Penn State for a second year. Genesis Bryant with the 3, spins out. Rebound by Merkel. Oden will bring it ahead. Will find Santana, too strong on the 3. And Bryant with the rebound off the floor.
Bryant gets a little fortunate. May have been caught ball watching just a touch. Gabby Elliott sharp to that one. That's going to be a fun matchup to watch. We'll see if they stay on top of each other.
Brown Hager has the 15-footer bounce out, and Merkel another rebound. She's 7th in the Big Ten at 8.4 rebounds per game. Of course, Kendall Bostic leads the way in the Big Ten in rebounding at 11.2, and also ranks 6th in the nation in rebounding.
She's always been so effective on the inside, but what's elevated her this year is the inclusion and the improvement of her jumper. We've seen it from 3 even this year, so maybe look for that tonight.
Trying to take it hard to the hoop was Elliott. Second chance opportunity, and Merkel able to put it in for Penn State's opening bucket of the game. Illinois quickly in transition. McKenzie contact and the bucket. Foul by Grace Hall. And Adalia McKenzie has a chance for a 3-point play.
The Illini definitely have the advantage in set possessions, but in that transition, it's the explosiveness of players like McKenzie that can really make a difference. That's what she can bring you. We saw her getting some work in defensively just a moment ago. We brought her up already, but Adalia McKenzie really is the exact kind of player you want to get a spark at any point in the game.
McKenzie in the 3-point play. Illinois, of course, 2nd in the nation in free throw shooting. 3 for 3 to start the game. 80.8% as a team from the charity stripe. Merkel over Bostic, and Merkel has the size advantage on Bostic, and she has both Penn State buckets.
That's when you need to get low, and for all the things that Kendall Bostic does right, you would like to think that there's maybe a couple other players on the floor for the Illini that may do better about getting low and limiting that range of motion for Merkel, because if it's just her and Bostic size for size, Merkel's always going to win that.
McKenzie puts it to the floor. Floater from just outside the lane. Merkel can't control the rebound. McKenzie will kick it out. Bryant left alone all day. Nothing but net for Genesis Bryant.
And Genesis Bryant plays free. That's a message that comes up with Coach Green often with her players. It's playing free. Having that confidence, taking the extra step can throw you off your rhythm, except if you're Genesis Bryant, a veteran like her makes that every time.
Swish for Gabby Elliott. Second leading scorer for Penn State at 12.7 a game. She's had 3 20-plus point games in Big Ten play this year. The 2-time transfer spent the last 2 years at Michigan State before starting her career at Clemson, or after starting her career at Clemson. Illinois, by the way, just made their first 3-pointer of the game. They made a season-high 11 the last time out against Wisconsin. Brown Hager makes it a second trifecta for Illinois.
It's not a team that needs to take threes. They have so much dynamic scoring opportunities they create for themselves on the inside. But when you leave those corner threes open for players like Brown Hager, they're always going to take them.
Illinois takes the second fewest threes in the Big Ten, and they make 5.5 a game. As Bostic with some good defense. The three-point field goal percentage is pretty solid at 33.7%, inside the top 90 in the country. Allie Campbell into the game for Penn State. She missed the last 2 games. Graduate student from Altoona, Pennsylvania. Spent her freshman year at Notre Dame before moving on to Penn State.
That was nice action there by Santana to try to set it up. Just going back to that previous Penn State possession. Santana, very much a vocal leader within this team. She's proven it already despite just being her first year of NCAA ball, and yet she is commanding this offense. Coach Keeger, very complimentary of her voice. Doesn't get the shot to fall, but for her being in her first year, she's pretty active.
Illinois just had its first turnover. They have the second fewest turnovers per game in the Big Ten, 20th in the nation at 12.5 per game. Oden for 3, too strong. Shoop Hill corrals the rebound. Quickly ahead to McKenzie. Mariah Murray back in the game, gets a hand in her face. And the rebound taken by Campbell. Campbell, who ranks 5th in the Big Ten in assists per game at 4.4 per contest. Merkel deep inside position. Nice quick spin. Taps the ball to herself and gets herself some second chance points off an offensive rebound. And it's 11-8.
It's some soft man-to-man right now. Kendall Bostic giving a little bit of a cushion that Merkel kind of works her way into. And again, 4 inches is a lot between these two. All credit to Kendall Bostic, what she's done this season. But right now, Merkel's having her way with her physically.
Shoop Hill wild with that one. And Merkel is already up to 5 rebounds. Oden, guarded by McKenzie. They were teammates for a season. Actually, would have been 2 seasons, right, Alec?
One under Coach Fay, one under Coach Green.
Yep. 2
very different teams.
Shot clock at 3. Bostic gets the rebound. Nice soft touch pass ahead to McKenzie from Bryant for the lay-in from McKenzie. And Adalia McKenzie off of 18 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists against Wisconsin. Has 5 points so far tonight.
It's such a great duo when your task is to use less than 6 seconds of the shot clock, when you have Bryant with the vision and McKenzie with the finish. Another great link up there.
Bryant already has 3 assists in this game. Shot clock at 5. Oden sees it, drives, floats it. Too strong. Rebound, Shoop Hill.
That change of pace is something that Jayla Oden can bring, especially when going for the drive.
And that gets tipped out of bounds. And we'll get a timeout on the floor. With 3:44 remaining in the first quarter, the Fighting Illini being led by Adalia McKenzie's 5 points early on. Gracie Merkel has got 6 for the Nittany Lions. It's Illinois by 5.
Enjoys playing soccer and basketball. Wyatt and Abby are excited to attend tonight's game, and they have the best seats in the house and are joined by their family. Give us a wave, Wyatt and Abby. Follow along this season and meet all the Busey Kid Captains on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Let's give it up for Wyatt and Abby. Today's Kid Captains brought to you by Busey. Busey Bank, your partner in business, building business, and growing wealth since 1868. Fans, please join us in welcoming the organizations for our Divine Nine Nights. Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority was founded at Howard University in Washington, D.C. in 1908. It's the oldest Greek letter organization established by African-American college-educated women. Delta Sigma Theta sorority was founded in 1913 at Howard University. Its founding members' first act of public service was participating in the suffrage march of 1913. Sigma Gamma Rho sorority was organized in 1922 in Indianapolis, Indiana at Butler University. Their slogan is greater service, greater progress.
We talked about Adalia McKenzie earlier, leading the way with 5 points for Illinois. Let's go to Cooper O'Kelly with more on an Illinois impact player.
Another impact player for the Illini is going to be Kendall Bostic, an absolute double-double machine. Last time out against Wisconsin, she notched the 50th double-double of her career and the 16th of this season. With that number of 16 in a single season, she moves up to 6th in the Illini single-season double-double rankings. With 5 games left to go in the regular season and a postseason game that is sure to follow, Kendall has even more time to move up in the Illini record books. As you can see, she's been a consistent rebounder for this team, averaging just around double figures for her entire 4-year tenure with the team. However, her scoring is something that has consistently improved, as her numbers have just gotten better and better with years to come. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Cooper, Kendall Bostic's career at Illinois, as you look inside the Penn State huddle, as they trail 13-8. Bostic today is her 118th game at Illinois. She started all 118 for her career, over 11 points, almost 11 rebounds per game, and shooting 57% from the field. Of course, 1 year at Michigan State where she played very well as well. But yeah, that trend of scoring better each year and rebounding, but rebounding is what the base of Kendall Bostic's game.
Yeah, it's such a difficult thing to defend whenever you have a player that has grown in how she scores, but she has that foundation of being in the right place at the right time, being so aware of the space that she's in.
McKenzie too strong, rebound by Elliott. And Penn State with the basketball, trailing by 5. 1-12 in the Big Ten, but that win was over Ohio State, currently the number 9 team of the country. Defeated the Buckeyes 62-59. And Penn State now has 6 second chance points, this time Talia Walker with the bucket.
Yeah, that rebounding battle is something that Coach Keeger emphasized when we chatted with her earlier today, just because Illinois does it so well. But thus far, with the help of the interior, Merkel's out, but the guards have helped put in their shift.
You can see with with Merkel out, they go right to Bostic in the paint, and she scores her first points. Shaylin Steele, true freshman from Ashland, Kentucky, into the ball game for Penn State. Loose ball on the floor, and again, Penn State gets the loose ball. And second chance, but Bryant cancels that out with the steal of the true freshman. That's a grad student, a 5th-year player, picking the pocket of a true freshman.
That tells you the story right there. Genesis Bryant, great awareness. And in these moments where Penn State has the game close, that's the controlling the controllables. You have to maintain your focus.
Long two-pointer, no good by Hall, but Penn State yet again on the offensive glass. They have 7, now 8 offensive rebounds for 8 second chance points.
We'll see what kind of adjustment Coach Green is already looking to make, because that's been the point of emphasis for Penn State in preparing for this game, is getting low on the inside. And even though Merkel is out, again, those guards being physical.
3-ball, Barry Wallace, no good. And that's out of bounds. Last touch by Penn State. Wallace has been very good over the last 3 games, 3 consecutive double-figure games. Of course, Alec, Illinois without both Makira Cook, Gretchen Dolan for the remainder of the season. It's been that way since late December. 8-3 since the last time that Gretchen Dolan played. 8-1 since they really knew for sure that both players were going to be out of the lineup. And maybe not what people were expecting to happen for this Illinois team after those 2 players are out of the lineup.
Well, they've been remarkably resilient to this point, and having the few players they can reliably go into their bench at this point, with players like Barry Wallace being able to contribute, that's so important.
Tough take by Vitória Santana. Her first bucket, junior from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Transfer from junior college level, Eastern Arizona.
It has to be said, there's an old saying, for the ball to go in, you have to have a little courage. These Lady Lions have not been afraid to take shots. There's that jumper from Bostic we were talking about earlier, but they've been good about not wasting too much shot clock. Ever since those first couple possessions where they weren't too decisive, they've been doing well in, if they have that half chance, taking the shot.
Final minute of the first quarter. Penn State hanging tough right now. in the hands of Santana with 8 to shoot. Coming around Murray, her first three-point attempt is good.
Yeah, they need to get her going. She does so well when she is firing on all cylinders, i.e. getting those threes to fall. So that is huge for these Lady Lions.
She makes 2.71 three-pointers per game. That's second in the Big Ten. 5-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Bostic, handoff McKenzie. McKenzie into traffic, will earn herself a trip to the free throw line.
She makes that happen because Kendall Bostic is drawing out Gracie Merkel from that paint. She's forcing her to come closer to that three-point line since Bostic has been shooting those, and as a result, you've got less size in the middle. You've got numbers, but not as much size, and McKenzie will take advantage of that anytime she can. That's how she draws the foul.
There have been 3 fouls in this game, all on Penn State, and 2 of them on Talea Walker. McKenzie misses a rare free throw. She's 80% this season. 91st game that she has started. 91 straight since Shauna Green took over. Of course, Illinois in those 90 games are 60 and 30. Final seconds. Elliott for 3. That's good. A bucket that puts Penn State in front after 1 quarter of play.
A deep half-court shot, perhaps an indication that she's extra confident in lighting it up against her former team. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Cooper. Jayla Oden played 50 games for Illinois over a couple of seasons as Kendall Bostic makes the long-range 2-pointer, tying the game at 20. Down low, Merkel, and has it knocked away. Here come the Fighting Illini, tied at 20. Penn State had a 7-point lead after the first quarter at Northwestern before the Wildcats outscored them by 8 to take the lead at the break. There's an offensive rebound for Illinois. They're 5th. Penn State with 8 offensive rebounds in the first quarter and 8 second chance points, Alec.
And that's why that's a big O board there to give the Illini a second chance, because although I like Bostic's confidence, I don't know if I love the shot. It's about keeping it slow and steady in these set positions.
Oh, Bryant breaks the ankles of Oden and hits the step back 3.
And on Jayla Oden, no less. It's going to get this Illini crowd going, but Genesis Bryant just so skilled, but then the quickness there by Penn State.
Great answer. Yeah, Merkel just had Bostic pinned in deep. Oden not phased by the play on the other end, feeds it quickly down low. Illinois leading by 1.
Not a lot of doubling on Merkel right now. It has just been Bostic's assignment, and that's going to gas Kendall Bostic a lot more quickly than if she gets some help on the interior.
Bostic trying to drive by Merkel, has her shot blocked. Merkel 8th in the Big Ten at almost 1.5 blocks per game. She'll check out right now.
So we'll see how Penn State adjusts, because she's been so influential on both sides of the floor. Nice clean block there by Merkel. And we saw the adjustment. It took a couple minutes for Penn State. That's when the Illini opened up the game a little bit. We'll see if the same thing happens in this second quarter.
Brown Hager misses the 3. Barry Wallace was on the offensive glass, but couldn't control it. So Penn State has the basketball and will look to take the lead back. Carolyn Keeger in her 6th year as Penn State's head coach after 5 seasons at Marquette. Brought the Golden Eagles to 3 consecutive NCAA tournaments before moving on to Happy Valley. Bostic gets the shot block on the driving Santana. Illinois running the break. McKenzie from Bryant, and she'll head to the free throw line. Genesis Bryant almost had her 5th assist already of this game.
There's that quickness once again. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. I think McKenzie may have just had a little bit too much English, a little too much speed coming in, but all Murray really can do there is commit the foul. Again, look for her to get a few more shots off. She's going to talk to Coach Keeger here for a moment, but I think if Mariah Murray is able to get some of these shots off, I think she's actually going to come out here for Merkel. So quick rest for the big.
McKenzie misses the first of 2. And 0 for 2 at the line for Adalia McKenzie. Illinois in this ball game has 7 fast break points already. They had 11 on Sunday at Wisconsin. Oden with the take and the finish off the window. First bucket for Jayla Oden today in her return to the State Farm Center in 8 minutes of play.
And wearing a wry smile as she does it. I mean, she's so quick, so agile, can change pace, and that's just impossible to defend unless you're staying right on top of her or managing your zone well, and in that case, Illini do neither, and Oden capitalizes.
Penn State with 16 of its 24 points in the paint. Wallace battling down low with Elliott. Bryant will drive, kicks to Berry, and she buries it. Berry Wallace, the freshman from Pickerington, Ohio, on the board.
As of right now, the Lady Lions have been comfortable with selling out on those corner threes, not allowing any of those mid-range twos the Illini are so good at. The problem is the Illini have been hitting every single one of them. So
4 for 9 from 3 for Illinois. Murray can't answer. Bostic taps it and can't get it. Oden, second chance for Penn State. Already with 8 second chance points. How about 10? And 2 more on the board for Jayla Oden.
Well, she is dialed in. I asked Coach Keeger about how she's approaching this game, and she had talked to her about it, addressed her. It's certainly a little bit more special. It is the return, but Jayla Oden, the experienced player that she is, has locked into this one, and it's paying dividends for these Lady Lions so far on both sides of the floor.
Cooper mentioned how she hit a half-court shot during a shoot-around today as that spins out for Bryant. A lot of teams, you line up and someone has to hit a half-court shot for the day to finally end or the shoot-around to end, and it sounds like it was Jayla Oden who got the job done. Santana misses the 3. Only Bostic on the glass for Illinois. Tied at 26. We've had 4 ties and 4 lead changes, and that'll be an offensive foul. Genesis Bryant, first foul of the game on Illinois.
Well, I was just going to say, offensively, you can either be timid or you can really go after the game. Defensively, you can do that as well. Oden takes the contact there from Bryant, not afraid, doesn't shy away, and that earns her team a free possession. So, again, you talk about how you can approach a game like this, a homecoming of sorts, a return revenge, whatever it is. For right now, Jayla Oden has seen this as business as usual. If anything, with a little extra fuel to the fire.
4 points in the second quarter for Oden. Bostic almost took it away from Merkel, but Gracie Merkel with the lay-in, and she's already to double figures with 10 points today, where she's reached 20 or more 9 times this season. Has had 10 double-doubles.
Bostic walked away from that one frustrated. It's the footwork there for Merkel. You wouldn't expect it of Merkel. She's 6'6", and yet there she is quickly moving around Bostic yet again.
Bostic gets free and hits a 17-footer as Merkel followed the basketball towards the paint. That's when Bostic flashed out open. Another tie at 28. Illinois comes into the day tied for 4th in the Big Ten with Maryland and Michigan State a half game behind third place Ohio State, as Mariah Murray and the Nittany Lions, they're trying to work their way up a couple of spots in the standings so they can qualify for the Big Ten tournament.
Murray getting another rep in. You want your skilled shooters shooting as much as they can. That is the coach's green light that Coach Keeger has awarded Murray. Shoot as many threes as you can. That wasn't a 3, but big shot there.
Allen gets the offensive rebound on the air ball by Wallace. And Corey Allen, the sophomore who plays fewer than 10 minutes per game, is going to be at the line after this foul and after this timeout on the floor. 4:20 to go in the second quarter. Penn State 30, Illinois 28.
Hi, my name is Makara Cook, and I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm a 5th-year senior. When I was younger, I always wanted to be a teacher when I grew up. And honestly, I still kind of have that same dream now, but maybe more so looking like a life coach or a mentor. I would say something that inspired me to start playing basketball was just the environment I grew up in. We lived in a competitive environment and we were always playing outside. So in college, my major was community health, and now while I'm pursuing my master's, I'm doing the Master's of Science Management. I had chose community health because I really like the community and I feel passionate about helping people in need. That's a little bit about me. Thank you for coming to today's game. I hope you enjoy.
Fans, we'd like to take a moment to recognize the leadership of the Black Greek Council. The Black Greek Council is the umbrella organization for the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign's Black Greek letter organizations. The council promotes interaction and an exchange of ideas among its member organizations through meetings and cooperatively engages in service events, campus and community programs, as well as social activities. Please welcome the chapter presidents that are in attendance tonight. President of Delta Rho Chapter of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority, Shania Jackson. President of the Sigma Gamma Rho Alumni Chapter, Kendra Bonham. President of the Delta Sigma Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Tashia Daniels. President of the New Delta Chapter of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, Breezy Gray. President of the Zeta Phi Beta Alumni Chapter, Latanya Cobb. Presidents of the Epsilon Xi Chapter of the Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity, AJ Singleton and Mario
Scott
Griffin.
Sudikoff and Alec Gilmore back with you, 30-28. Penn State has the lead. Penn State comes in with these two leading scorers. Gabby Elliott, only a couple of points so far today, but Gracie Merkel, 10 points on the board and 5 rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying the impact that Merkel has already had under the rim, both rims, and that's been the case throughout the season. Gabby Elliott has been a bit of an X factor today, though. Although she did not start, she's been the first to any of the loose balls that are remotely in her vicinity, and she's able to jump on them and create things, create shots, find teammates. That's been a big part of it. It's the extra little bit of effort, that little bit of hustle, that little something that gets you beyond the 50-50. And that's why Penn State has the edge right now.
30-28. We've had 5 ties, 5 lead changes. It was 20-18 Penn State after the first quarter. And at the free throw line will be Corey Allen, 5'10" sophomore from Nashville, playing 9.8 minutes per game. 8 for 17 at the line this season. And this is the first one. Illinois today, uncharacteristically, is 4 of 8 at the free throw line as a team. Allen able to make the second and pull Illinois within 1.
Be worth keeping eyes on how exactly Kendall Bostic adjusts. Again, Merkel has checked back out of the game. We'll see if the interior scheme remains the same.
And that'll be a foul. Gonna call offensive. The two officials had differing views, but they go with the offensive foul on the illegal screen by Grace Hall.
It goes without saying, Grace Hall is not going to be pleased with that call, and
I tend to agree.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the foul is there.
Seemed like Hall maybe had that leg stuck out a little extra.
I think it's the only case you can make. Stood straight up.
Bryant gets to the cup and finishes. Double figures now for Genesis Bryant with 10 on 4 of 6 from the field, including a couple of 3-pointers and also 5 assists. Illinois back in front. Murray. Off the screen, Bryant trying to fight through the Hall screen, and this time Bryant will be called for a hold and a foul. So both of Illinois' fouls in this game have been on Genesis Bryant. She'll check out, and Jasmine Brown-Hager returns.
That's not what you want there if you're the Illini. Genesis Bryant upset about it, but that's just good physicality there that time by Grace Hall. Bryant doing too much work with her arms to try to break her way through, and now that Merkel's checked back into the game, you see Barry Wallace keeping eyes on her as well, so we'll see if Kendall Bostic gets some help defense there on the part of Wallace, but some discussion now being had between the official and Merkel.
Alec Campbell has returned for Penn State. Jayla Odin has it slipped through her fingers, but not much harm there. Campbell. Merkel being fronted by Bostic. The skip pass to Murray. 4 to shoot. Campbell, the fadeaway short, out of bounds. Illinois ball.
Well defended possession there by the Illini. You'll take that shot all day long. Just a low percentage shot already. Not one that Campbell's especially comfortable with. That's a big stand there for the Illini, and considering the context of the rest of this first half, where it's gotten a little bit tighter, the rhythm is choppy. You're going to have a few more set looks here.
Penn State came into the game shooting 46% as a team. That is top 5 in the Big Ten, and today they're shooting 45%. It's defensively where they have struggled, with opponents hitting 44% of their shots, and that's last in the conference. As you see, the 5 on the floor for Illinois right now, with Genesis Bryant on the bench with 2 personals. Wallace blocked by Hall, and out of the pack comes Odin. Odin to Murray in the corner. Hall now the drive into traffic, and a tough finish for Grace Hall. And Penn State regains the lead. 7 lead changes.
That's a great ball fake there to get things started, and then adds another cut. The agility that's being shown from the perimeter, driving in by the Lady Lions, has stretched out this Illini defense.
Bostic with Hall on her. Doubled by Murray. Able to get herself to the other side of the hoop and finish off the window. Bostic now with 8.
That's more like it from Kendall Bostic. Hasn't been able to do much of that, especially with Merkel in the game, so takes advantage of the personnel on the floor. We'll see if Merkel stays out the rest of this half, or if Bostic can maybe take advantage.
Hall thought about the long 2, will now drive against Bostic. Can't score it off the glass. Allen snares the rebound.
Too much tunnel vision there, I think, from Grace Hall.
Nobody gets to McKenzie in transition, misses the 3, kept it alive and gets the loose ball, offensive rebound. That's 8 offensive boards for the Illini with 9 second chance points. Penn State with 9 offensive rebounds for 10 second chance points. McKenzie swallowed up. It'll remain Illinois ball, but 4.7 on the timer.
It's fair to say those second chance points have been the difference, Scott, but in all seriousness, Penn State have remained sharp to those loose balls. We talked about controlling the controllables early in the game, and Penn State has had spells in which they've done that well, so that allows them to build off of that and start being a little more explosive on those loose balls.
One of the Penn State Cubs are into the game now, Cam Rust. Freshman from Wakefield, Rhode Island, out of Worcester Academy in Massachusetts. Crossover, free throw line, Brown Hager hits every part of the rim before it popped out for a Penn State rebound.
Yeah, just a tough break there. That was nicely worked by Jasmine Brown Hager, but now it's important if you're the Illini to get a couple stops. Don't let the Lady Lions come into halftime with more confidence than they already have.
Penn State with 5 true freshmen on the team this year. We have seen 3 on the floor today so far. As Brown Hager, Odin almost got the steal from behind. It'll be Illinois basketball with 61 seconds to play in the second quarter. And you got to give a lot of credit to Penn State. 1-12 on the year, but you play in the Big Ten, you always play a tough schedule. They've held their own here today, prepared for this game. McKenzie with a nice hesitation and the finish.
Yeah, great explosion there by Adalia McKenzie, but you mentioned it, Scott. Penn State has risen to the occasion. They came in looking for results, and they've done everything that they've needed to.
Odin turning the corner. Backs it out against Allen. Murray off the Rust screen. 6 to shoot. Santana with 3. Got Shoop Hill in the air, but Shoop Hill stayed grounded well enough to get the block from behind. And now Illinois will look for the final shot as Santana all over McKenzie. 5 seconds left. McKenzie drives into a double. Loose ball, put back, no. And that'll do it for the first half. Illinois eventually able to reclaim the lead here. 5 ties and 8 lead change. And although down by 3, have to be pretty happy with how things went.
No doubt. She stressed how important the collective effort is on the team. And that's maybe coach speak to some people, but when you see that on the court, the guards doing their job, doing the dirty work defensively with that front court, and then all kinds of offense, all different directions, linking up, that's a costly turnover there early. But in that first half, it was largely cohesive. They were aware of each other. That allowed them to really find their way into the game and make it uncomfortable for the Illini.
Remember, Penn State started the game 2 possessions, 2 turnovers. Now they start the third quarter with a turnover. The pass for Shoop Hill deflected away by Gabby Elliott, who starts here in the second half after not getting the start to begin the ball game.
And there's Bostic again being forced out to the perimeter. That's the matchup we saw all throughout. It's the 44-on-44, and as of right now, it continues to be man-to-man.
Shoop Hill misses, and the rebound by Hall. Here's Mariah Murray, who in the first half only took a couple of threes. Some interesting numbers with her when she gets to double-figure three-point attempts. As Hall misses, following up her own shot, trying to steal the rebound from Bostic. The outlet to Brown Hager, 1-on-2. Pull up, got it.
Not much Murray can do there defensively. Good take there by Brown Hager, but indeed, if she takes at least 10 three-pointers a game, which she has done in almost half of her games this season, she's a 20-point-per-game scorer. It's 5 otherwise, so that's to say that that's a big element of her game is an understatement, and they would love to see her take some more shots.
Over the top to Merkel, and from behind, Shoop Hill with the block shot.
A big time there from Shoop Hill coming out of nowhere to stop the easy finish there from Merkel, who, as was promised by Coach Keeger, getting involved in the offense early.
Murray tonight has 5 points, averaging 11 a game. And that rattles in for 3 for Gabby Elliott, a 38% three-point shooter. 5 points for her, and the Nittany Lions back within 2.
Well, whatever the reason it was that Gabby Elliott did not start, it's clear that she has not let that affect her. She has been so impactful, hitting the shots when she needs to. She's done so much of the dirty work as well. She's been a big X factor.
McKenzie left alone, missed it short. Murray the rebound. And Penn State will look to tie it or maybe take the lead back. First half saw 8 lead changes and 5 ties. Walker for Merkel. They surround her with 3 momentarily, and then she stumbled. Penn State sideline thought they were going to get a foul call. Instead, it's a travel.
I was actually surprised that was not a foul. We'll get another look because I thought Bryn Shoop Hill got caught reaching, but yeah, just a little bit too much stumbling. I'd have to see the other angle to see if Shoop Hill did tangle up illegally there with Merkel, but there is the adjustment there. Brent Shoop Hill getting involved defensively along with Bostic, and at the very least, it was not as comfortable for Merkel.
Penn State gets a lot smaller now. They bring Odin in for Merkel. Bryant for 3. Front rimmed it. Good inside position for the rebound by Talea Walker.
In these set situations, I don't think you need the 3 balls necessarily. I think you've got to set up the better shots, get other players being able to score in different spots, create space, as opposed to just taking those threes. It's not a great way to start momentum in close games like this.
Illinois 4 for 12 from 3. Bryant 2 for 5. Hall maybe got away with an extra step there, missed the shot anyways. Cross court, Brown Hager open, yes.
You see her instantly looking around for her teammate. She was looking for McKenzie first and finds Brown Hager, who again, the one thing you can say about Penn State that has not worked out for them, they have been selling out on those threes in the corner. Jasmine Brown Hager hits another one.
Her second made triple today. She's made 3 twice this year. Her first season after transferring from Mississippi State. Bostic able to tap the rebound to herself. Her 6th rebound. Bryant crosses over. Shut off before she got to the baseline. And now Brown Hager will slow things down. Brown Hager has started 16 consecutive games for Illinois. Bostic with the left hand, short. Rebound Murray. Odin will call out the play given to her from the sideline and Coach Keeger. A drive against Brown Hager. The Big Ten logo, the turnaround is good.
Oh, that was sweet there from Jayla Oden. We talked about it in the first half. She's not playing timid. It's the exact opposite. She has been confident. She is playing her game, and she's using the space that was afforded to her from the outside. Took advantage for as long as possible, gets the shot off, gets it to fall.
6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist in the game as Adalia McKenzie to double figures with 10 for Illinois. The second Fighting Illini player to double figures as Bryant also has 10. Hall trying to set something up with Oden. Off the screen, Bostic in her face, altered that shot for sure, and McKenzie with her 6th rebound. McKenzie got to the mid block, rebound by Walker. Halfway through the third quarter, Illinois has extended its 3-point halftime lead to 5. Wide open, Elliott, a missed assignment, and that will not make Shauna Green very happy on the sideline.
Yeah, that's certainly going to be frustrating. We saw the approach earlier with Merkel being in, Bryn Shupil and Kendall Bostic both standing up under the rim, but Bryn Shupil kind of caught on the perimeter and leaves her man wide open.
Bryant with Shupil, a handoff for Brown-Hager. Bryant probing, flipping one up. Bostic, the offensive rebound off the Bryant miss. Trying to kick it out, and eventually does.
I don't think Bryant was expecting that to go in. I think she was looking for the foul call, but gets the second chance.
Went to the floor and then fed the ball to McKenzie, and a foul is called on Penn State. We're going to have a timeout on the floor after this hustle play from Genesis Bryant. The pass to McKenzie, drawing a foul. 4:15 left to go in the third. It's Illinois 42, Penn State 39.
Chocolate chip, coffee, tiramisu, cotton candy, white truffle.
That's time. Jillian knows ice cream. She got 12. Let's see how many the player got.
Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, mint chocolate chip, cookie dough, cookies and cream, chocolate fudge brownie, the churro from Ben & Jerry's.
All right, Gretchen got 8, which means you win. You got an Illinois prize pack. Let's hear it for Jillian. Fans, get ready for the t-shirt toss brought to you by CU Trade Services.
Illinois coming into tonight with a net ranking of 32, receiving votes in the AP Top 25. And a look at their resume, 3 Quad 1 wins, and then just a 1 loss between Quads 2 and 4. That first ever win at Maryland, of course, opened the season with a strong win over Florida State. And you see the projection from Autumn Johnson right now, a 9 seed, but certainly an opportunity for Illinois to improve that as we move forward towards March.
A couple of those big wins have come in this stretch of the last 10 games or so, in which the Illini have been grappling with some depth struggles, some injury issues, and at that point when you thought the Illini might be shrinking back into maybe what looked like last year regular season, instead they have grown from it. The resilience has been showing, and now it's a conversation about seeding and where the Illini can potentially plant themselves in the tournament, where just a couple of short years ago, tournament talk was well far away from this program.
And I mentioned an opportunity to improve that resume because on the horizon, February 20th and the 23rd, Illinois makes the West Coast trip to play number 1 UCLA and number 6 USC. And of course, they're having the Battle of Los Angeles tonight. Tip it off at 9 o'clock Central Time. UCLA at USC. Number 1 versus number 6. And interesting score on the scoreboard as well that has an effect on Illinois. Get to that here off the rebound by Shaylin Steele. Nebraska has a 18-point lead with about 8 minutes left in Maryland. Of course, Maryland, one of the teams tied with Illinois at 9-4 in fourth place. The importance, top four, gets a double bye in the Big Ten tournament in Indianapolis, as tracking down another rebound is Shaylin Steele for the Lady Lions.
Well, worth noting about Nebraska, they always have some great shooters. Markowski nearing a double-double tonight. That'll be a tough challenge, but first, the Illini have to get through this test that Penn State is giving them.
Gabby Elliott, the shot clock winding down, and she palms to the sky, asking where the foul call was as well. And the Nittany Lions return to a 1-point deficit, down 42-41.
You gotta love this little bit of an edge, the swagger almost that players like Gabby Elliott, Jayla Oden, and across the board have been able to muster up and hit some of these tough shots.
Bryant can't make the free throw line jumper. Merkel with her 6th rebound, so she's 4 rebounds away from an 11th double-double. She has the 5th most in the Big Ten. Kendall Bostic, she's got 16 this year. And a foul, or excuse me, just a ball out of bounds. Anissa Morrow from LSU leading the country with 23 double-doubles. To put that in perspective, those numbers for Bostic and Merkel.
A double-double leader from LSU, you say, Scott.
Travel called on Talia Walker. And Penn State, after the 6 first-half turnovers, have 3 now in the third quarter.
Just a bit of a mistake there. Not much you can do about that once you've taken that extra step.
Illinois has gone quiet, 0 for its last 4, 3 minutes and 10 seconds without a point. Bostic from the baseline, bounces out, and tracking down another rebound is the 5'6" freshman Shaylin Steele. She has 4 rebounds in 4 minutes in this game. Sometimes you get a rebound by committee. Mariah Murray with the 3. Her 2nd today, and Penn State regains the lead at 44-42.
She hasn't gotten a lot of looks, but when she's gotten them more often than not, Murray has made them count, and it all stems from the defensive efforts from the possession prior. Murray eventually gets the look. Not an easy shot, but gets it to fall.
Bostic able to get by Merkel. Met by Elliott, deflected the shot, and Murray will push it the other way. And that's a bad cross-court pass. Luckily for Penn State, they'll retain possession.
Checking in for Illinois,
knocked out of bounds by
23,
McKenzie.
Shoop
Hill, Brown
Also
Hager
number 8, Jasmine
will
Brown
return
Hager.
for the Illini. Allen and Wallace will check out.
Frustration all over the face of Kendall Bostic right now. She's being forced to start outside. When she can start from the inside and extend outside, she becomes a lot more dangerous. When she has to rely on the outside primarily, that becomes a problem. Shoop Hill now getting called for the foul.
Elliott fouled in the corner.
Foul on Illinois number 23,
And that's going to be a
Shoop
3-shot
Hill.
foul
Team's first.
and the first free throws of the game for Penn State.
That's an error there from Bryn Shoop Hill, who's had a couple now defensively. She's been important for containing Merkel, but
Gabby Elliott at the line.
she also made a couple
Shooting
mistakes
3.
here.
Only the 3rd foul Illinois has been called for
That's a
tonight.
miss, which means it's almost McNugget time. Back-to-back misses means free nuggets.
So I know free nuggets. I thought it was for 2 misses. It's back-to-back misses. So
Not that it matters anyway.
Elliott shakes her head, says no nuggets for you, as she makes the 2nd free throw. You're right. She's playing with a little chip on her shoulder today. Bounces in the 2nd, so she makes back-to-back after missing the 1st. Penn State by 4, and that is the largest lead of the game for the Lady Lions.
You gotta love it from Elliott. That's a tough ball there for Brown Hager. Fortunately, she's okay, but there's Jayla Oden. She loves
pausing
it
that.
too. And again, that's that energy that everybody's feeding off of. That's what you want to see. It's always a question of whether that team is more or less. I think that may have just been a slip, but that's the energy you like to see from a team that has been on a tough run. But Coach Keeger was confident in the process, confident in this locker room. It's always a question mark, but tonight Penn State has shown out.
With a 9-0 Penn State run, to build its largest lead of the day. Steal. Has it deflected, and then Shupil taps it to Bostic for the steal. Illinois, one of its last 8, haven't scored in close to 5 minutes. Final minute of the third quarter. McKenzie probes and will draw the foul.
Yeah, Jayla Oden's not going to like that call. Dahlia McKenzie doing exactly what she needs to do there. Drive at the body of Jayla Oden. Try to cut off that angle and force Oden to extend beyond where she's established herself. And it's frustrating there for Oden because it's a couple of big free throws here that the Illini can capitalize on.
See what Illinois has done today at the free throw line. Uncharacteristically, have missed 4 so far. McKenzie's missed 3, but makes that one. 11 points now.
Anti-commentator's curse just then. See if she makes this one, I suppose.
We got to put some blame on the our graphics guy as well, Tony. He put the graphic up, although I guess not blame. Just doing the job, but McKenzie misses another. Illinois down by 3.
Penn State undoubtedly going for the 2-for-1 here. Try to steal a possession at the end of the third.
Merkel, that pass had barely any room on the delivery from Oden, who earns her 3rd assist. And Penn State now a 5-point lead, the largest they've had.
You don't have to take the 3 here if you're Illinois, but you absolutely need to carve out a chance, even if it's an easy 2. You've got to find something here.
Illinois with a chance today to distance themselves from Maryland in 4th place, with the Terrapins down by 25 at home to Nebraska. That basket, don't think will count, but they are going to review it.
This rolled over, that's it at this point in the season, but instead they're seizing their opportunity and they're 10 minutes away from pulling off a stunner.
Yeah, Penn State might be in 18th place, but they're 1 game back of moving up to 14th, which 14 and 15 do get into the Big Ten tournament. You saw on the score bug there, largest lead of the game here for Penn State, leading by 5 with Alec Gilmore. I'm Scott Sudakoff, Cooper O'Kelly manning the sidelines for us here tonight at the State Farm Center. And Illinois missing its opening possession. And Penn State a chance to go up by 7. Elliott can't bank it in. Hall, the offensive rebound, but then thrown away. That ends up being the 13th or 12th offensive rebound for Penn State, and they lead in the second chance category 15-9.
And that's been the difference thus far. They've had that little bit extra. They addressed the rebounding battle pre-game. Coach Keeger knew that jumped out to her on film. She knew that was going to be a factor. She's prepared this team well. Now, what Penn State needs to do is minimize the low percentage shots, take your time, and set something up. Make sure this game doesn't get out of hand.
Bostic able to get herself to the basket and score against Merkel. Bostic, 10 points to go along with 7 rebounds, 5 of 13 from the field in 31 minutes. Elliott had a big second half. Has 14 points for the game. That missed short. Bryant the rebound. Elliott had 5 points in the first half, so 9 of her 14 here in the second.
I didn't mind that look at all there from Jayla Oden. That's a shot she can normally make. I'm lucky to not see that one go down, but these are the opportunities now where you have to capitalize if you're the Illini. You have time, but in these in-betweens, this is where momentum can shift.
McKenzie off the feed from Shoop Hill. 13 points for McKenzie. Illinois now with 11 assists on 18 made baskets. They had 20 assists on 27 made field goals against Wisconsin on Sunday. Lead is only 1. Shot clock at 6. Oden got it deflected. Out of bounds, Illinois ball.
That all starts with Dahlia McKenzie's pressure at the perimeter on the sideline, not letting her get away easily. Oden rolls out of it, but only as far as Shupil. Big hands there in that time. Good discipline by Bryn Shupil to make sure she doesn't get the foul called against her. And again, these in-betweens, these little pivot points in the game where momentum can be defined. Another big opportunity for the Illini.
Illinois with 3 double-figure scores. McKenzie with 13. Bryant and Bostic each with 10. Offensive foul drawn for the second time today by Jayla Odin, the former Illinois Fighting Illini.
That's what we talked about all day. It's her confidence. She's not been timid. She's not shying away from the occasion. She is playing with that edge. She's playing tough. She's had that grit. She's going to take a seat for the moment, but once she comes back in, I expect her to stay in the rest of the way, because I think her teammates have been feeding off of her tonight.
Elliott leading Penn State with 14 points. Merkel with 12 for the game. We've seen Murray knock down 2 of her 3 3-pointers. You never know when she might get really hot. Entry pass not good from Campbell, stolen. McKenzie, transition chance, blocking foul on Hall. More free throws for McKenzie coming up as Illinois has 10 fast break points to Penn State's 0 today. And these free throws, if made, would go to that tally.
Well, the vast majority of the fast break production has been this exact connection right here. The vision from Genesis Bryant and then the finish by Adalia McKenzie, drawing the foul contact. There hasn't been as much fast break, as much transition pop as Coach Green probably would like from her Illini, but those 2 veterans have been so important in their roles.
You get those best fast break chances off live ball turnovers, and that's exactly what happened there. Penn State with 12 turnovers, Illinois with 7 steals.
Big couple of makes there for Adalia McKenzie. Missed a few in the first half, but has not let that sit on her mind.
McKenzie with 15 points today. She's had 13 career 20-plus games, including 2 this year. Elliott misses in close. Loose ball, Odin comes out with it.
And Merkel doesn't get the offensive rebound, and although Penn State still gets it, Bryn Shupil and Kendall Bostic has made it a lot harder for
Merkel, yep.
Gracie Merkel.
Elliott drives, got open with the shot clock winding down, and Elliott now with 16.
That's great poise and patience there by the Lady Lions. Worked that shot clock all the way down and still find an opening.
The 8th time this year Gabby Elliott has eclipsed the 15-point plateau. Her team's back in front. Now Illinois is back in front. McKenzie with 17. Her 10th game this year with 15 or more. Crowd making more noise than they have all night. Trying to will on the Illinois defense. Just had our 12th lead change of the game. Odin tried to make it 13. Shupil with the rebound.
Adalia McKenzie with a bit of a gamble, forcing Jayla Odin to go outside, but opening up the lane in the process, but still a tough layup to make, and it doesn't fall for Odin.
Bryant backs it out. Our Big Ten Plus colleague here at Illinois will take the 3 and make the 3. 15 now for Genesis Bryant. Make that 13. I gave her a couple of extra points at some point. But right now her team leads by 4, 54-50.
You want your stars to rise up to the big moments. McKenzie's done it. Genesis Bryant does it. Who will do it for the Lady Lions?
Illinois has made 4 straight shots. Elliott misses wide right. McKenzie the rebound. 17 points, 7 rebounds for Adalia McKenzie. And Bryant will look towards her head coach, Shauna Green, slowing things down. Illinois is led by as many as 7. That was at 17-10. Penn State by as many as 5. They led 48-43 entering the 4th. Bryant too strong. Elliott fouled. And that'll give us a timeout on the floor. Again, for Illinois, it's only 5 fouls that have been called on Illinois all night. Only 9 on Penn State. 4:43 remaining. Penn State keeping it close. Genesis Bryant and the Illini, though, have roared back in front, 54-50.
What's happening, Illini Nation? It's DJ Ted, the number 2 with that A in the middle. Big shout out to the Divine Nine. Make some noise right now. Alpha Cog, Kappa Alpha. Alpha Phi Alpha in the building. Where y'all at? Delta Sigma Theta. Kappa Alpha Phi. Psi. Sigma Gamma Rho. There you go. You got a t-shirt, I seen it. Zeta Phi Beta. Omega Psi Phi. Iota Phi Theta. Make some noise one more time for the Divine Nine.
Illinois 54, Penn State 50. And a big one in the Big Ten tonight. UCLA and USC matching up. You see UCLA, the only undefeated team in Division I. Juju Watkins, the only player in the Big Ten averaging 20 or more points so far in conference play. Congratulations to Brenda Freeze, 600 wins. I was lucky enough to be on the student beat covering Brenda Freeze in Maryland for 3 years in the mid-2000s, so great to see that number. And then, of course, the Big Ten with 3 teams in the top 10, but, of course, 5 teams in the top 25.
Well, and that's the headline right there, right? 3 top 10 teams. And the point we've been making all the way through this game with Penn State's position in the standings is that there's no easy outings in the conference. It's easy to point to UCLA, USC, the Ohio States, even the Michigan States and Maryland. That they, well, the ranking, there's a lot of ranked teams, but look at this Penn State side, a losing record. They've got just 1 conference win, but look what they've been able to produce against a quality Illinois side to make this a game for all 40 minutes. You can't overlook a single one of these games. And to that end, if Illinois pulls this out, who knows what this is going to ignite in the team.
You saw the turnovers there. Penn State averaging over or 21 a game, last in the Big Ten. Today, only 12, which obviously are 14, 12. Yes, Illinois just the 4 turnovers, which is normal for them. The travel by Talea Walker.
This is the first spell in which we're starting to see some of those mistakes show. Control the controllables has been the motto throughout the day for Penn State, and they've minimized the mistakes. 12 turnovers, lower than average, and they've been able to contain those mostly to unimportant moments up until these last couple minutes, and that's why the Illini have been able to open it up.
McKenzie can't make it on the strong take to the hoop. Merkel the rebound. Penn State down by 4, scoreless in almost 3 minutes. Illinois was down by 5 to begin the 4th quarter, 48-43, 11-2 this frame for the Illini. Second chance opportunity, Merkel misses out of bounds to the Illini.
Spirited defending there by Bostic and Bryn Shupill. What an adjustment that has been by Coach Green to nullify the factor that Merkel can provide.
That game in College Park has gone final. Nebraska beating Maryland 91-71. So the Terrapins fall to 9-5 in Big Ten play. If Illinois wins, they go to 10-4. McKenzie to Bryant, catch and shoot. Too strong, but Shupill and Bostic there on the offensive glass.
She's not exactly lighting up the stat sheet as Bryn Shupill, but save for the couple of mistakes here and there, she has played a key role in the second half to turn this game toward the Illini.
6 rebounds, couple of assists, and a block shot. Bostic, and it's a 6-point Illinois lead.
Boy, that jumper has come a long way. It's so fluid. She's practiced it for years, and for it to be a legitimate weapon in her game, Kendall Bostic, it has not been the easiest of nights for her, but now she's starting to show up big as well.
Timeout, Penn State.
Penn State.
We'll take the break with them. Illinois 56, Penn State 50. We'll see if the Lady Lions have a chance to get back in this one in Champaign.
to learn more. Hey fans, check out the video board now for our special messages for tonight's game. Go to fightingalumni.com/shoutouts to purchase a video board message for next game.
Illinois outscoring Penn State 13-2 in the fourth quarter to turn a 5-point deficit entering the fourth into a 6-point lead. Nebraska coming to town this Sunday for the Illini, and then the big trip to LA to face the Bruins and the Trojans before the finale here against Michigan. Opportunity for Illinois to improve that Autumn Johnson projection of a 9 seed in the NCAA tournament. And then you see Penn State. They'll split 2 on the road, 2 at home before they hope to go to Indianapolis for the Big Ten tournament.
Well, look at those matchups there for Penn State. Not to discredit any of those programs, but the likes of Wisconsin, Purdue, Rutgers, winnable games, you have to say, for Penn State, especially considering how they have played tonight.
Well, what's huge about that is those are 3 teams directly in front of them, along with Northwestern in the standings and trying to get to the Big Ten tournament. So in essence, Penn State does control some of its destiny, or a lot of its destiny, to make it into the Big Ten tournament. McKenzie pokes that one away, and they'll redo the inbounds play.
And you think about the opportunity those games present, but these last 2:45, neither team can overlook this.
Merkel, kick out Hall, re-entry, turns, shoots, scores, and a late foul. Merkel a chance to go to the line, make it a 3-point game, and possibly pick up her 15th point of the game.
An extremely rare instance in the second half where Bryn Shupil wasn't there to help out Bostic. And again, Bostic has had her impact on this game, but left alone against Merkel, she has just not been able to stop her. And now Merkel can try to make it a 1-possession game again.
First trip to the line tonight for Merkel, 61%. Transfer from Bellarmine, did not play last year, was injured there after being the A-Sun Freshman of the Year 2 years ago. Gets a friendly bounce here on the road. All right, buckle in, 3-point game with 2:32 to go. McKenzie into the lane, finishes, and she has a chance to answer Merkel's 3-point play.
Well, that's Adalia McKenzie for you, and look at her bouncing off of her teammates with the energy. She brought that on the court just then, that explosion to the basket. Again, another vital, pivotal point there. Just look at how much space she covers in a matter of moments, and nobody cutting toward her. All the Lady Lions do, all they can do there is just watch.
Shooting 1.
McKenzie, another free throw miss, so she stays at 19 points, and the lead stays at 5. Illinois has missed 6 free throws today. I'd be hard-pressed to find a game where they've missed many more than that. McKenzie knocked it away from Odin, who retrieves it. Murray, Elliott, 3-ball. No, McKenzie the rebound.
Oh, goodness, I think Elliott gets a little bit too excited there. Obviously puts too much on it. Big opportunity missed there, because you would have liked that look a lot to see it in Gabby Elliott's hands.
McKenzie 2 rebounds away from a double-double. 19 points and 8 rebounds. Bryant looking for a dagger. And Illinois leads by 8.
Talk about big players in big moments once again. Genesis Bryant doesn't shy away from the shot. And she may have just stuck the dagger.
Fourth made three-pointer today for Genesis Bryant, the 6th time this season. She has had 4 or more makes from three-point range. Timeout called by Penn State. Illinois leads 61-53.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
"16 points, 4 of 9 from 3, 6 assists, only 1 turnover for Genesis Bryant today. As you see her season numbers, she's had to pick up a lot of slack with Makira Cook out for most of the season, of course, out for the rest of the year. Gabby Elliott misses. Bostic with the rebound, and Illinois is feeling a victory right now as Elliott will foul McKenzie. That's only the 3rd team foul, so still a couple of more fouls before free throws.
When you can name something about every single one of these Illini that has been so important in just this 4th quarter alone, and that's in part because of how few Illini they are to deploy, but also with how everyone has fulfilled some sort of role, brought some major impact, be it on the scoreboard or be it defensively, getting the dirty work done. Every single one of them has had a huge impact.
And Illinois really only goes 7 deep now, with Allen and Wallace off the bench. Just have a couple of players, Haven Smith and Mia Zaneri, and Irene Noya Katoida, all true freshmen that will see late minutes in situations where the game is in hand.
Her 4th, team's 4th.
4th team foul now. So it'll be another inbounds play for the Illini.
It's definitely fitting that Penn State is not going to let this one go easily, not make this any softer, easier, more comfortable for these Illini through to the end here.
This is similar to what happened at Northwestern for Penn State. They led after the first, much like they did today. Fell behind at halftime against the Wildcats by 1, trailed here by 3, tied it after 3 in Evanston. Of course, led this one by 5 going into the 4th. Eventually lost 69-63 to Northwestern. Right now down by 8 to Illinois.
Well, and you have to take a look at the turnover margin. I think that's going to tell the biggest story about this game. It's just 4 for Illinois. They've had a lot of big moments where maybe that pressure cooker, the temperature is getting a little bit higher. The Illini have been immune to it. As for these Lady Lions, that's when the cracks have unfortunately started to show, and that is where the difference in this game is right now.
Genesis Bryant, 17 points. Her first free throws of the game. And the 18th best free throw shooter in the nation goes 2 for 2. She's also made the 22nd most free throws in the country. 118 for a 5'6" guard to get that many free throw chances. As Merkel popped out, back taps, picked up by Walker. Elliott for 3, that's short. And it seems like for Penn State, they have run out of gas here in this 4th quarter, being outscored 20-5 and making just 1 of their last 9 shots.
I don't think you can be disappointed, save for this 4th quarter, sure, but for these first 3 quarters, you can't be disappointed if you're Coach Keeger or anybody on this Penn State team. I mean, considering the position this team was in after yet another loss, it was their 5th in a row, and here they come into this game and against, again, a quality Illinois team to bring the fight to Champaign. It's made for a great contest, and I think this will pay dividends. These are the kinds of games, even if it comes up in a loss, that if Penn State does crack their way into the tournament, they can look back on this game as a turning point.
Penn State will use one of its final 2 timeouts to advance the ball into the front court, trailing 65-53 with 41 seconds to go. The Nittany Lions go home to take on Wisconsin on Sunday. We mentioned the Badgers are a team that's right in front of Penn State at 2-12 in conference play. Then they'll have a tough one, of course, at Michigan, and then home against Purdue. So opportunity does present itself with the schedule, while Illinois, for the time being, will be alone in 4th place with a 10-4 conference record, be a half game ahead of Michigan State and a full game ahead of Maryland and Michigan, with Maryland's loss already today. Minnesota and Ohio State playing right now in Columbus in the 3rd quarter. The Buckeyes have a 44-38 lead. Iowa leading Rutgers in the 3rd, 37-27. And UCLA, USC getting underway in about 90 minutes. That's a game. I'm glad I have the satellite radio in the car, because be able to
Gabby Elliott,
find the broadcast for that one.
in the meantime, she slipped on her way down. She immediately clutched the back of her leg. Not entirely sure. Looks more annoyed than anything, and that seems about right. Gabby Elliott, the way she has played tonight, it may be in a losing effort, but what an effort it has been on her part.
Yeah, you want to see her be okay, especially her career in East Lansing was marred by injuries. Only played 15 games in the 2 years with Michigan State.
Timeout, Illinois.
So highly touted player, Michigan Gatorade Player of the Year, before she went to Clemson for a couple of years, and then Michigan State for a couple, and now finishing out her college career at Penn State.
That's going to be a fun gap to see develop over those last few games between Illinois and Michigan State at this point. Obviously, Michigan State does have the advantage of that head-to-head here in Champaign. Their only loss in these last 9 games for the Illini. Crowd can start to celebrate a little here.
Genesis Bryant enjoying what she's seeing on the big screen.
Maybe it's good that the viewing audience is not seeing what we're seeing.
No.
Then again, I don't know if I could be dancing any better, Scott.
Stay tuned after the game. Cooper O'Kelly will be on the court. Get a post-game interview if time permits. And Genesis Bryant was trapped by a couple of players and the half-court line, so just threw it out off a Nittany Lion. Genesis Bryant, who transferred to Illinois from North Carolina State. She's had 19 20-plus point games in her Illinois career. Right now tonight at 18. Her season high. Tied her career high with 32 against Washington.
Her second. Returning for Penn State, number 44.
Penn State's still not quite willing to let this one go just yet. We'll see Gracie Merkel check back in one more time.
Brown Hager will go to the free throw line, where she's 69% on the season. 8 points today. And now we'll have a chance to become the 4th Illinois player in double figures. Of course, they've only played 7 in the game. Shupill scored 4, Wallace 3, Allen 1. And then McKenzie 19, Bryant 18, Bostic 12, and Brown Hager with 10. Her 10th double-figure game with Illinois.
Timeout, Penn State.
And the crowd somewhat displeased with Penn State, using every moment here as a teachable moment, a chance to draw something up and run a play coming up. Adalia McKenzie, by the way, how good has she been here today? 19 points, 8 rebounds, a couple of assists, only 1 turnover, also 1 steal in not coming out for a single second of this game. We saw how loose she was during our pregame roll-in. We had that B-roll footage of her staying loose and dancing, and that's kind of the way she plays as well.
Yeah, we've been talking about her all day and how explosive and aggressive she is, but like you mentioned, that looseness and being in the moment, that's a message that Coach Green and her staff stretches throughout this team. Being where you are, in the present, in the now. They've looked at this game and only this game. And Adalia McKenzie's a prime example of doing that on the floor. She has not let the margin, the moment, sway how she's playing. She's been that consistent through line. She's just continued to play her game all the way through.
31 seconds to go. McKenzie guarding the ball. Talea Walker. Now Hall to the hoop. Bostic stayed straight up, and then here on the second chance, got a piece of the arm. And Grace Hall will have 2 free throws. Illinois right now closing out this game on an 11-0 run, while Penn State's only made 1 of its last 11 shots with only 5 points in the fourth quarter.
I'm just noticing, I don't know if you can see it on your screen, a couple of the Illini students dressed up, looking like Disneyland under the basket.
I have noticed. As Hall makes the free throw, and well, the fans, looks like they're not going to get their nuggets today. Penn State has only attempted 5 free throws and now 6, and they've made 5 of them. And they've all been here in the second half. So they've all been eligible for the free Nuggets promotion, but Penn State has not cooperated with that. But I think the fans will get over it.
I think it's a lot easier to get over a lack of free McNuggets with a win. No doubt about that. Then again, I would take some Nuggets right now. I don't know about you, Scott.
I wouldn't be mad at it, as you see the fans enjoying themselves with 22 seconds left. Illinois outscoring Penn State 24-7 in the fourth quarter after Penn State had outscored Illinois 16-8 in the third quarter to have the 5-point lead. So Illinois able to flip a switch a bit here in the fourth quarter. I'm sure if you asked Shauna Green that, she would not like it to be a situation where they have to flip a switch, but also credit to Penn State having played tough throughout this game and played the most of this game, the entire game. They really, really wanted to come away with this win.
Well, credit is due across the floor here, no doubt. I mean, right to the end. That perfectly encapsulates this game. Penn State never letting up. Illinois gets the win, and they ultimately earn it. But what a game we had before us here, Scott.
It'll be a 67-55 final. Illinois is now